Hazelcat, Hazelcat, rescue cat who knows where it's at. Use a chair for her bed, pair of cymbals by her head. Look out, here comes the Hazelcat.
Neptune's nose cone. King Neptune or the planet Neptune?
3, 2, 1, 0.
Well, folks, there she goes, the first of the Neptune rockets.
Answer: neither. We're avoiding mentioning the Saturn rockets, specifically the Saturn V that had just appeared on the scene and promised to revolutionize the United States' space program. It's another reminder that we don't talk about real-life things in this show. We have to dance around them and make up names for things that won't be too obvious, like Neptune instead of Saturn. Clever boys. At least they didn't go with Uranus. Yes, we pronounced it like that until 1986 when Voyager 2 flew past the planet and news anchors had to say it out loud. They not so subtly tried to change it to Uranus, as if naughty-minded Americans were going to let that go by.
If all goes well, the Neptune nose cone will go into close Earth orbit. Its instrument package giving off high-intensity magnetic rays, which scientists at the Cape hope to use to measure the Earth's magnetic field.
An admirable goal, but as the stages start separating, the rocket suddenly veers off course.
What? All right, Jones, good work. Get back fast. Yes, goodbye. Hello, operator. Reverse the charges. I'm not paying for a phone call from Florida.
If Jones is using a payphone, she's going to be standing there dumping coins into it for a while.
What is it, Mr. Jameson?
The Neptune missile malfunction. It's probably gone down somewhere in the Antarctic Ocean. Get your camera. This is our chance. We'll scoop every paper in the country. We're going to find that nose cone.
Huh? But...
Jones will fly you in the Daily Bugle plane to the Antarctic Ocean. You're going to find that nose cone and bring its instrument package back. Or take pictures of the wreckage.
He does remember that Peter is a teenager who goes to school, has a guardian, and all that other basic teenage stuff. Sending him off to Antarctica without letting him get permission from his aunt could be considered kidnapping. We almost never talk about Peter's age or his other responsibilities unless there's a girl involved, and most of the time that's peripheral. The internet write-ups tell us that this season focused more on Peter's personal life and such, but I sure haven't seen it. The main thing I've seen in this season is an unhealthy focus on making every enemy green.
SOS! Can anyone hear me? This is Penny Jones aboard the Daily Bugle plane. We are caught in a storm and are icing up. SOS! SOS!
The usual distress call is Mayday, 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 but since she can't raise anybody on the radio anyway, I suppose it doesn't matter if she says Mayday, SOS, or Holy sh**.
It's no good, Peter. I can't get through.
You'll have to take her down, Miss Jones.
Call me Penny.
You'll have to take her down, Penny. Is there any land around here?
No. This part of the Antarctic Ocean is uncharted.
So she doesn't actually know if there's a piece of land here. Nobody does. Well, don't just sit there, Peter. Grab your sketchbook and start charting. We expect you to note the location of every snowflake that's going past you, since that's all you can see.
Got to get below the clouds. Take a chance. Long shot. Concentrate all my spider sense. Maybe.
He's reaching out with his spider sense to find land. His spider sense warns him of danger. It's not ESP, except today. He finds a small island that they can crash land on.
Penny? Are you all right? Penny? Penny! She's gone. Those footprints. Something's taken her.
Something that looks suspiciously human.
The nose cone.
American spacecraft used to weigh a lot less than they do now.
Oh, God of the fires! The storms have brought you a great white egg. Take it and warm us. Calm the storms and warm us. Take it as you will take the girl. Let your flames of life grow great on our offerings.
What did I tell you about green adversaries? Every frickin' episode, and it doesn't matter if they're human, alien, undefined, everybody's green. I do not get it. But right now, there are more important things to think about, like the fact that they intend to throw the cone and Penny into the volcano.
Oh, no. The nose cone will plug the volcano, the pressure will build, the whole island will go up.
He's never studied anything about volcanoes, has he? The way that one is already spewing, I can say with confidence that the vent in it is so big, it wouldn't even react to something as small as that nose cone. Peter's thinking of the baking soda and vinegar volcanoes we used to make for the science fair. Not an accurate representation of this thing, Pete.
Got to.
He calls that thing a flying snake, but when I saw it, I had so many dragonfly jokes ricocheting around the inside of my head, I had to pause the episode for a few seconds. And none of them were very good, which is why I'm not repeating them here.
Must use spider strength.
Might also use spider web. Critter might not like it on his face. Told you he wouldn't like it. I don't know what he was doing with his webbing, and it won't be mentioned. The snake flies off to try and get that stuff off its nose. Peter will continue to chase the locals and their sacrifices.
It's got me. These vines. Like bars.
If you think that's a problem, just wait until it starts digesting you. I figured he was going to use that thorn bush for a saw. Turns out all he had to do was push a button.
Oh, no.
Just climb up that door, hello? Instead, he shoots a web up to the opening and starts climbing that way.
Wow, that was close. This door is too slippery for me to climb.
Why do I get the feeling an editor slipped that line in at the last minute because they realized someone was going to ask the same question I did? That's the only reason I can think of for telling us that after the fact. The landscape on the other side of the door looks exactly like the landscape he just came from, and we'll spend some runtime watching him swing past all of it. He passes some giant statues. Those are covered with little vines that reach out to try and grab him as he goes by. He encounters a pair of huge red eyes attached to something we never see. Neither the vines nor the monsters he encounters do anything. It's all filler, but I've come to expect these Season 2 episodes to be at least 75% filler. If we took most of that out and just told the story, we could easily have 2 stories per episode the way we did in the first season. But that would have required some effort. Such things are against company policy this year.
It is a demon sent by the storm god. Throw the egg into the fire god.
How do you know he wasn't sent by the fire god? Because he's angry about what you're doing with the egg. Any religious leader who's this confident about specific things their god wants is blowing more smoke than that volcano. Spidey goes around to various stalagmites and webs the capsule to all of them. That should keep them from throwing it into the caldera. Emphasis on should. Why are the engines firing? I don't know, and it won't be explained. I'm more interested in the volcano. Notice the size of that lava pool. Now notice the size of the nose cone. Peter thinks that is going to plug that. As I said, he must have slept through his high school earth science class when they got to volcanoes, because what he knows about them is only about half a step above what the green guys know about them. The green guys get their warmth from the volcano, and when a storm comes and things turn cold, they believe the volcano is angry or they're being attacked by some other more malevolent deity. They have to give offerings to the volcano so it'll keep them warm again. Starting with Penny. When the Green Goblin threw Gwen Stacy off a bridge like that, she died of heart failure before Spidey caught her. Good thing Penny didn't do the same, because I'm pretty sure Peter doesn't know how to fly the plane. He also doesn't know how to fly the nose cone, and remember, its rocket engines are firing. And what happens when rocket engines do that? When rocket engines do that, all the king's horses and all the king's webbing can't stop the capsule from taking off.
What happened? I remember falling, and then...
They changed their minds at the last minute and lassoed you. They threw the nose cone into the volcano. The pressure was too great for it, and the volcano popped its lid. They'll be warm now. I think they'll help us unbend the propeller of the plane if we ask them nicely.
I never knew Peter was such a good liar. The Green Boys aren't saying any different, which means if they do know he was the guy with the spider webs, they'll keep his secret. Once those two leave, who would they tell anyway?
Oh dear, Mr. Jameson won't get his scoop after all.
Maybe he will. I noticed something by the plane just before the flying snake attack that would make a good story.
Flying snake? How did you ever?
I'll tell you after we're airborne.
We won't get to hear what he tells her, but when he got back to New York and school, Peter started looking into courses in writing political speeches.
You expect me to believe such a preposterous story? Ridiculous. I'll tell you what happened. 2 days after I sent you out, the scientists reported that the nose cone had orbited after all. It had nothing to do with volcanoes or lost islands. Come on now, where did you really go? Paris?
Yeah, they went to Paris to have a secret tryst, Jonah. That's why they aren't coming up with a more believable story, right? The nose cone shot itself into orbit, reaching escape velocity without the help of a big Neptune rocket. NASA had no idea their capsules could do that, but they didn't dare publicize it in case the Russians were listening and might discover the same thing. But Peter did bring back a nice scoop for Jonah, and he just left it on his desk. Nose rings started becoming a thing as a direct result of that. Everyone who saw it said, "Oh, JJ, it's you. I gotta do something like that." What can you say? He's a born trendsetter. Flew past the planet and crap and rockets specific distress warmth from the I can say that